Australia. A land of extremes. And the stories of those who discovered the secrets of the Australian continent and made this land great are worth telling. So join me as I recount and retrace the footsteps of Australia's greatest stories. On Australia Rediscovered with Ricko.
Sometimes winning's losing fast and moving past who is right and who is wrong. And sometimes leaving's all I've got, even when I know it's not. 'Cause our love is too strong for that kind of talk to be more than a thought.
Right here, this is where the worst of the worst ended up. If you were one of the bad fellas in the 1860s, there's a very good chance you'll have ended up right here on Cockatoo Island doing some real tough time.
Located in Sydney Harbour at the junction of the Parramatta and Lane Cove rivers, the UNESCO World Heritage listed Cockatoo Island has a rich history. In 1839, the island was chosen as the site of a new penal establishment to house convicts who would ultimately endure harsh living conditions and backbreaking work in the island's quarry. The island operated as a convict prison until 1869, and in that time it housed many notable prisoners, including Frank Gardner, who was imprisoned on Cockatoo Island under the name of Francis Clark in 1854 for horse stealing. Frank Gardner, of course, would later become famous for orchestrating the Eugowra gold escort robbery with a young stockman named Ben Hall. The prison was said to be escape-proof due to it being surrounded by shark-infested waters of Sydney Harbour. But on the night of the 11th of September 1863, this claim would be shattered. Yearning for freedom, two young prisoners, Frederick Ward and Frederick Britton, silently slipped into the icy harbour and swam the treacherous stretch of water between the island and the mainland to their freedom. And in doing so, the legend of Captain Thunderbolt was born.
Sundown to sunrise.
Over the next two episodes of Australia Rediscovered with Ricko, I'll be travelling throughout the region where Frederick Ward, better known as Captain Thunderbolt, plied his trade, robbing mail coaches and travellers. I'm starting my journey in the Hunter region of New South Wales and then heading out west towards Moree and then up towards the Queensland border, then ending in Uralla, aiming to piece together the story of the last professional bushranger in New South Wales. Frederick Wordsworth Ward was born in 1835 in Windsor, New South Wales, to Michael Ward, a convict, and Sophia Frosley. Michael and Sophia married in London in 1813. Sophia had given birth to a girl, also named Sophia, around 1808, but it is not known whether Michael was the father. In February of 1814, Michael was charged for being in possession of stolen liquor from his employers, Nicholson Distillers, and was sentenced to death in the Old Bailey in London. But his sentence was commuted to transportation to the new colony of Australia, and he left London on board the convict transport Indefatigable in late 1814. Arriving in April 1815, Michael was sent to Windsor as a labourer. Sophia followed just a month later as a free traveller with her daughter. Michael received his ticket of leave in July 1815 after Sophia had petitioned the governor requesting that Michael be allowed to support her and her daughter. The family then settled in Wilberforce. When Frederick was around 11 years old, the family moved to Maitland, where the young boy spent many days with his older brothers camping in the bush, learning the skills in bushcraft that would make him such a formidable bushranger later in life. Frederick proved himself to be an excellent horseman too, after being employed as a general hand at the age of 11 at Aberbaldy Station in the New England district. For the next decade, Frederick worked as a station hand, drover and horsebreaker at many stations around the New England and Hunter regions. Frederick seemed to have taken to it naturally.